Let me get my coffee. Hey guys, it's Jess from Stark Skincare here. I need a small table beside me, but I don't have one right now. Okay, so I filmed a video yesterday about why I no longer do wholesale as a brand. By no longer, I mean it's been like over 3 years. But you know, generally skincare brands, little indie brands like mine, we sell directly to consumers from our website, but then we also rely heavily on retailers, so brick and mortar and online stores to help promote and sell our products. So, oof, I'm kind of wheezing. There's like 1,000 birds outside, so I hope that the mic is actually picking that up because it's really lovely. But not picking up my wheezing, yeah. So, I'm always fighting off a cold and I never quite catch one, and that makes me very happy and proud of my immune system. So, yesterday I filmed a video and I think I might post that video after this one, or I don't know, I'm not sure how I'm gonna work that out yet. But I was talking about basically, yeah, why I no longer do wholesale, and as I was re-listening to the video, I felt pretty proud of it. I really liked it. But then I was like, oh, I don't know, it's not like technical enough. Like I didn't get into the bones and the meat of it, you know? It's too much like my own, it was too emotional is what I felt like, because a lot of my reasons that I don't do wholesale were because, you know, at that time of my life, it was too overwhelming to deal with, and I had a few retailers that just frankly hurt my feelings and just made me feel really like not good or safe in that space, and it just felt shitty, to be honest. And I was like, ugh, I don't know, that's not a very good reason to, you know, like even though like all the reasons make sense to me and I truly believe that I made the right choice, I'm like, this isn't like a good reason like for my viewers like to be telling you guys. But then I was like, you know what, why not? That's my story. That's like my particular list of reasons why it wasn't working for me. And you know, I talked a little bit about the technicality. Well, anyways, I'll just let you guys watch that video. But I was thinking I was gonna maybe like re-record it, but I didn't feel like getting ready for a video today. By the way, if I look different, it's because I am still like in my pajamas. I'm wearing my favorite gigantic vintage cashmere sweater. I call it the Mimi because it's the same color as my cat Mimi, and it makes me feel like I'm like wrapped up in a giant version of her because she's soft like cashmere. Yeah, so I didn't really want to re-record it, but I felt like, you know, one of my Stark rants or rambles or whatever, these more casual, I mean all my videos are casual, but these extra casual videos, like I felt it was sort of important that I show up zero makeup. I've got a little bit of lip gloss on that I also just put on my eyelids because that's like the thing that I'm doing lately. And I think it's important for people to like see other people, like women specifically, and seeing other women not wearing any makeup, just like with our normal ass faces on. Because you know when you wear makeup every day and then someone who's used to seeing you that day, they, you know, just that way sees you and they're like, oh my god, like, are you okay? What's wrong? Are you not feeling well? And you're like, fuck off, I'm just not wearing makeup. I hate that. So, you know, I think it's important that even here on YouTube on video that I show up sometimes just like with my bare face on, so that we can normalize that for women, so that, you know, makeup is really just a choice. Because makeup is awesome, don't get me wrong, I love it. I love a little bit of makeup. It makes me happy to put on and happy to wear, but it's also really important for your skin to just give it a break sometimes, and yeah, just to let us like see each other not wearing anything is really refreshing, I think. It's funny because now the thing that I find looks weird, like strangest on my face when I'm not wearing makeup is my eyebrows, because I'm so used to filling them in. And you guys may know I've been like growing out my eyebrows for like a year now, or maybe even more. And Yeah, now to me that's what makes my face look like the most naked. It's just that I don't have my eyebrows filled in. So, yeah, so one of the reasons why I was thinking about re-recording the video, and there's nothing wrong with the video, this is just, you know, me being honest about like my own work and how, you know, the perfectionism and wanting to redo things, is because right after I filmed that video, I picked up my May edition of Ink magazine, which I don't like anymore. It used to be motivating for me, and now it's just like I don't feel threatened by like overachieving and under 30 and all these people. It's just getting really like repetitive, and I don't know, it's just, I feel like they're just grasping at anything at this point for like stuff to talk about. Anyways, there's a whole article about, it's called The Race to Reinvent Everything, and it's about the direct-to-consumer model for you know, all of the mundane things of our lives. So like it started with the Warby Parker, like reinventing the eyeglass, reinventing like the, you know, the eyeglass, oh my god, that's the word, can't, domain, world, whatever. Because, you know, they found a real pain point in the industry, and that's, you know, there was a monopoly of eyeglass companies. Basically Luxottica owns all of the brands, so it doesn't matter if you have Oakley, Ray-Bans, Prada, whatever, it's all actually the same brand. And so yeah, like that's why they could charge $600 for frames, even though, you know, they're like plastic and glass and like made in the same factory as like other plastic and glasses, you know. But so yeah, so Warby Parker saw that pain point and reinvented that whole business model, right? And they were sort of, I mean, they're not the first to do a business like this. I mean, if you think of it, like Avon and like brands like that have been doing it for longer. But it started the trend of trying to reinvent all of the mundane household things into like a subscription, direct-to-consumer type business model with that very, you know, transparent type marketing and voice and image, and you know, it really speaks to us millennials. I guess I'm technically a millennial. I'm technically a zennial because I'm right. There's like the period, there's like the generation between 1979 and I think it's 1983, called the zennials with an X. Because we're sort of like the youngest of the Gen Xers and we're the oldest of the millennials, and we're very special, just like the millennials, because we were the very, very last little generation to grow up with a completely analog childhood. No computers. Like, I didn't have a computer in my house, and I think I was a little bit late because I'm a bit of a hippie, so like I just don't have TVs or like microwaves and stuff like that. I do now. I don't have a TV still, but I do have a microwave, which I'm thinking of getting rid of. But you know, like I grew up without a computer, and I never had my own computer until I was in my 20s, like for real. Because it just wasn't like part of my upbringing, and it just wasn't like a normalized thing. Like I would go to the library to use the computer, you know what I mean? Like with like the little like time cards, and you know, surf the web and print some stuff out and like use a word processor. So crazy. Even like my first year of university, I didn't have my own computer because I lived in Vancouver and it got stolen, but that's a whole other story for another time. Anyways, so I'm reading this article in Ink about the race to reinvent everything, and it's saying basically how it's like the model is like becoming completely oversaturated, and that a lot of these brands are going back into brick and mortar. So like you'll have like the Warby Parker store, you'll have like the, you know, Away Suitcases store, that kind of thing, and like these really, really high profile neighborhoods with like the most expensive rent. So it's kind of weird, right? It's like they're cutting out the middlemen, but then, you know, by not having resellers, but then it's like, okay, but you still have like the high rent, you still have, you know, you still have to pay all of these like web hosting and all these platforms and whatnot, which truly are like the middlemen when it comes to like this type of business model, and like even my own, you know, like I pay quite a bit of money to stuff like Shopify. I have 2 Shopify stores because I have a Canadian one and a US one. I pay a lot of fees for different apps. I pay a lot of fees for, you know, using PayPal, using Stripe, using like everything. There's fees. Lots of importing and exporting. Don't forget taxes. Don't forget GST, QST where I live. So there's always middlemen. There's always middlemen. And so, you know, whenever retailers, sort of like whenever I express my opinion about this, because I have over the past 3 years, and they're like, yeah, but we do this and we do this. That's really good. You know, like the things that they do, like for example, a store that I was never in, but she's a friend of mine. Her name is Jen Freitas, and she owns the Truth Beauty Company in Kitchener-Waterloo area. I think she's like in the Waterloo, like downtown Waterloo. I think, I don't know, I should go visit. She's really amazing because what she does is she'll host a lot of like, or like, you know, maybe like twice a year or something, like these events with the brands. And it's not just like a shopping event. It's, you know, it's, they'll have like a discussion panel that's open to the media where like, you know, people like the brand founders can really get into, you know, what drives them about the green beauty industry and just different stuff like that, you know, so about greenwashing or just like whatever it is that just really fires us up, and there's a lot of things. So, you know, she'll host stuff like that, and, you know, it'll be, you know, beautifully catered and like really nice venues downtown Toronto. So I've attended not as a brand, but just like as a fan, and it's amazing. Like, you know, that's really special. That costs her, you know, a lot of money. The brands have to chip in, and they do make some money as well because they'll make some sales, and it's great for promotion. But like, that's definitely, you know, pop-ups like that, that's thinking outside the box. And I think that that's sort of like what I think brick and mortar retailers have to do at this point. And, you know, the stores that are online only and they carry a bunch of different brands, for example, Integrity Botanicals. I was in Integrity Botanicals. I was one of their first brands. And they are amazing because you will never find better customer service than Integrity Botanicals. So, I mean, maybe that seems like a very obvious thing, but it's not. Really good customer service is not easy, and it's not cheap, and they do a stellar job with this. So to me, you know, that's like really raising the bar, and that brings a lot of value to both the brands and their consumers. So like, you know, just like I really believe that brands and retailers, like we all have to be continuously innovating and changing, because that's just the reality of it. I mean, in the 7 years that I've been running my business, stuff has changed so much. Like, if you want to be starting up your own green beauty brand, it's not enough just to be a green beauty brand. Like, you have to be different, because let me tell you, there has to be 100 brands popping up every week, and that's not even hyperbole. I mean globally, you know, 100 green beauty brands a week, for sure. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we all want a little piece of the pie, and you know what? There's room for all of us, or most of us, as long as, you know, we're all like have integrity. But there has to be a lot of innovation, because, I mean, frankly, there aren't enough resources. There isn't enough space. People, you know, we can't all be grabbing everyone's attention and doing the exact same things. So, gotta stay on our toes. Gotta keep moving. What else did I want to talk about in terms of just some housekeeping and stuff like that? Oh yeah, so a lot of these brands going into back into like actual brick and mortar, their own spaces. Like, between you and me, that's really like, that's my dream. Like, I really would like to have a storefront. Can you hear that bird? It's so pretty. But I'd like a storefront with like a lot of, I don't know, flexibility, you know? I guess I would need some employees. Cause yeah, I can't imagine being like, having like a 9-to-5, like a real 9-to-5, you know? Maybe be open weekends, maybe make it seasonal, by appointment only, have pop-ups, that kind of thing. But it's been years that I'll walk by a commercial space and I'll go, Stark Skincare. Like in a really cheesy way, and then I just try to like imagine what it would be like to be in that in that space, and to have a few estheticians working for me, and like have a spa, and yeah, just like the little storefront, and maybe have some like store exclusive offerings, and yeah, do facials and massage, and have the little spa, and then have like a little production space in the back, and have workshops and soirees where we have wine and cheese together, and oh my goodness, it's just like, that's for sure the dream. But where would I do it? I don't know. I don't feel settled in any city at all right now. So I was just in Halifax with my son last week, right up until this week, and I like fell in love with it there. I just really miss being by the ocean, and it just seems like a really nice quality of life there. It's a little bit less cold than it is here in Ottawa, and same with Montreal. Montreal is really cold as well. I don't know, it's just, I'm still such a rolling stone. And yeah, so you know, I'm not ready to be putting down roots like that anywhere physical yet. So I will continue to just be running things the way I'm running them, with, you know, just solo, and, you know, with my warehouses shipping stuff out, and yeah, I really need to be figuring out the international shipping issue. I got an email this morning from one of my customers who's in Russia, who, you know, she's ordered from me before, and she's willing to pay like a pretty hefty amount for shipping. Like, I guess that's just the reality if you want to be ordering from North America if you live in Russia, but she said that the shipping was $400, which is absurd. So I really have to get on that, because I know that I'm alienating a lot of my international customers, and I'm so happy to have international customers. I feel like I'm a very international woman, and here I am, like, I can't ship to Russia, you know, I can't even ship to France. Like, it's insane. So there's just been a lot of legislation and law change and stuff like that over the past few years, and just running all this solo, I can't keep up with the stuff that feels yucky to me. I mean, I don't know, like, if there's any other business owners out there, it's like, when you are more like, you are the creative force, I have a really hard time like filing taxes and stuff like that. Like, I have an accountant, but you know, it's like, these things are just like, they're not my strength, and the problem solving around shipping just feels like it's something that I've been solving and resolving and like re-innovating with for years, and I'm just like exhausted by it, you know. And it's like, as soon as you fix one thing, there's like another thing, and it's too much sometimes, you know. Oh, that bird is so nice. What else can we chit chat about? I think that's kind of it. So I am in the process of having my secret product label designed. I'm getting a really simple packaging solution for the soap. Still need to make that third batch so that I can start with 3 different kinds of soap, but I have 2 bars that are cured and ready to go. Not 2 bars, but 2 types of bars. My secret product, and yes guys, everlasting. And okay, so this is interesting. Apparently Centella Asiatica, which is also known as Go To Cola, which is also known as Sika, apparently. I was just listening to Fat Mascara, which is my favorite beauty podcast. I was gonna say a broadcast. Oh, I want a broadcast. Oh, I need a co-host, you guys. I really want a co-host. So anyways, I was listening to Fat Mascara, and they were talking about how like Centella Asiatica is like the big like hot ingredient again. I mean, it's an ancient ingredient, so it's like one of those things that, like, you know, it becomes popular sort of cyclically, but it's in that cycle right now. And I had no idea, but apparently, like, if you notice, a lot of these like French pharmacy brands will have like Sika, like Sika Balm, Sika in the name. I always thought that that was short for cicatrice, which is the French word for a scar. But apparently it's like a shortened version of Centella Asiatica. I had no idea. So that is a really awesome herb that I use. And that is actually in evergreen and is also going to be in everlasting. So you see the confusion with the names here, evergreen and everlasting. Evergreen is that custom ingredient that I create. It's an infusion of 7 herbs and 3 different oils. And then everlasting is a product itself, and that is an oil-free serum like essence kind of thing. And it's super badass. Why isn't it out yet? Oh, that should have been like released like a year ago. I'm so sorry, you guys, that I've deprived your skin of everlasting. Anyways, the new version is Gorge, and I can't wait for it to come out. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna get to work on that right now. So enjoy your day. I hope the birds are singing wherever you are too. Don't forget to give your skin a break sometimes. Go makeup free. And then whenever anyone asks you if you're tired, you just flip them a bird for me, all right? So take care, and I'll see you, I guess, tomorrow, because I think I'm going to post this one today, and then I'm going to post another video tomorrow. You get 2 this week, bonus! Bye! Don't forget to subscribe if you like rambles from people not wearing makeup. Coffee.